The future of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Is it bright or is it dark? Some people think it's a dark future because they're missing their favorite features, buildings, and traditional Animal Crossing characters. And those feelings are legit, whether you're crying over Katrina's absence or wish you could grab a cup of coffee with Brewster. It's true, we have a lot of missing characters. But I'm here to tell you that Animal Crossing New Horizons has a very bright future, and in this video, I will convince you of the fact. By the end of this video, you will be extremely hyped for the next 2 years of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now there's hundreds of things to get excited over, and I'll be dividing them into 3 different categories: new and returning characters and buildings, events, and items. Let's start with new and returning characters and buildings. So far in Animal Crossing New Horizons, we only have Blathers in his museum, Timmy and Tommy in their Nook's Cranny, and the Able sisters in their clothing shop. 3 buildings in total. Compare this to the 15 stores available in Animal Crossing New Leaf. No way! There's 12 more shops in New Leaf? Yep, that's true. Let's dive into all the buildings that are missing and which ones will likely come back. Because there are a lot of these buildings that will return in the future of Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I'm pretty sure of it. The first 3 are Nook's Cranny, Able Sisters, and the Museum, all 3 of which are already in New Horizons. Great, that leaves 12 more shops that could be added in the future. The first is the post office. Run by Pelly and Phyllis, the player can use the post office to send letters, and they can also save letters received from other villagers or players who have sent to them or their village. This is from AnimalCrossingFandom.com. Currently in New Horizons, you can only buy and send letters from a little corner in the Dodo Airlines building. It's so small, and it would be so much cooler if you had your own post office where we could buy stuff, send stuff, and receive stuff. But sadly, I'm not too sure if this will come back, considering they already have a space to do it, so I'm going to give this one a maybe. Next up, Nook's Home is a building where you could upgrade your house and see several different options of items to add to your house's exterior. They can all be done by Tom Nook in a plaza, so they probably won't be returning in New Horizon. There's also a photo booth building in New Leaf that doesn't need to be added back either. But excitingly, the next 8 shops and characters have a huge chance of coming back in the future. Let's start with the merchants. I think both Kick's shop and the garden shop will be returning in the near future. First, the garden shop. It's ran by Leaf with all the beautiful new flowers, shrubs, bushes, and hedges all added to New Horizons. Leaf's garden shop is needed more than ever. Also, given the fact that data miners found the code for his building in the game, I think it's safe to say that Leaf will be staying for good in a new building. Now, Kix is a little bit different. I could see his traditional shoe store being added on to another building like Abel's sister shop or the Nook's Cranny. As you'll see, there's so many buildings that can and will be added in the near future, but so little space. So I think in this game they'll really try to save space and add additions to current buildings. In New Leaf, there was a huge Main Street dedicated area for all these buildings, but in New Horizons, we can just add them wherever we want. So there will be less space, but some buildings will be added to the other, and these buildings will still be coming either way, Kix being one of them. Now, Club LOL is a weird one. The purpose of Club LOL was that the owner, Dr. Shrunk, could teach you emotions. The other purpose was that at nighttime, KK Slider would perform for the villagers. Both of these have already been done in New Horizons. KK already performs in his plaza, and villagers randomly teach you emotions, so there's no need for him right now. But Animal Crossing still needs an entertainment or relaxing hub. That's why I think the return of the Roost with Brewster will be coming instead of Club LOL. It'll be a perfect place to relax and hang out with your villagers, as well as get a cup of coffee and talk it up. Shampoodle is a store in Animal Crossing New Leaf that made the player have the option to change their hair and eye color by answering a variety of questions from Harriet the Poodle. The problem with the store is that Animal Crossing New Horizons, you can change your skin color, eye color, and hair shape anytime you want. This is good news for us players, but bad news for the business, as I think the Shampoodle will not be coming back. The future is still bright, and I do have high hopes for the next 2 buildings and the returning characters. The Fortune Shop, a brand new building in New Leaf, is a building that I totally expect to come back in the next year in New Horizons. Owned by Katrina, you can pay her 500 bells for her to tell you your fortune. She starts off as a merchant and after giving her bells 20 different times, she will ask to have her own building. Katrina has become a staple in Animal Crossing, getting her own amiibo card, getting placed in tons of promotional art, and being a huge part of Animal Crossing's Amiibo Festival. She will totally be coming back soon. I predict, in my own prediction of her, that in a future update they'll have Isabelle lead a public work project with the ability to build Brewster, Katrina, and Leaf's buildings, and the next building as well, the Dream Suite. Now this is another building that's going to come in the future that's been found by data miners, and boy am I excited to see the building come back. I mean, the fact that we have confirmation that the Dream Suite has a huge possibility of coming back is great news for the game and other returning buildings. If you don't know what the Dream Suite is or does, it's an epic building led by Luna. In this building, you can pay bells to go visit other people's towns without them being there. While you're in these towns, you can pluck, shake, and do anything you want to them and keep every item that you take. The catch is, this is a pre-loaded QR code town, so you won't be damaging the island. It will stay the way it is. It's a win-win for both people. You get your stuff and the people keep their town without getting brutally murdered by your feet when you run over their flowers. Then there's the Happy Home Showcase that's ran by Digby. Now Digby has become a massive character in Animal Crossing, and I do think he'll come back. In this place, you can visit up to 48 different homes from your friends or people you've met in Animal Crossing. Now, they could redo this in a completely different way. You could fly to a Happy Home Showcase with Dodo Airlines and an offshore island, because I don't think there's enough space to do it on your current island. Finally, there's the retail shop. This is a feature that is completely missing in New Horizons, and there's no way to buy and sell items from your fellow villagers. This needs to come back, but who knows? With wedding season coming to an end very shortly, maybe Cyrus and Reese will come back to running their shop soon. As for other new shops and new characters, of course they will add something completely brand new that isn't a returning building or character. Now it'd be wild for me to completely guess something new out of the water, but I can predict some of these new buildings. They have to do something completely new and unique that goes with the theme of New Horizons. For example, I think a new campsite building that could fly in villagers from all across the globe could be sweet. Instead of having only one camper come once every few days, we could have multiple villagers come to your campsite on multiple days. This could be led by a brand new camping character, and maybe there could be a camping RV too. I'd also love a new building that would do with playing mini games with your friends, like a recreational building that could play sports or fun games with your visitors. Okay, so that's enough for returning buildings and characters. What does the future of Animal Crossing look like in terms of events? Many people are forgetting that Animal Crossing is a seasonal game, and not all events can happen immediately. There has to be some spreading out of events. Animal Crossing is a game about patience and enjoying the slow pace of life in a stress-relieving video game. So yes, many events are coming, and I need to remind you of them because they're so cool. These events and what they bring to the table make me so excited for the future of Animal Crossing. So far, we've seen the Bunny Day event, the Wedding Day event, cherry blossom trees, and all the seasonal recipes there. New Horizons is doing an amazing job of making seasonal events feel huge and bombastic. The upcoming summer events are sure to be fun. With the 4th of July coming very soon in America, Animal Crossing has a long history of celebrating the holiday of 4th of July with fireworks shows and theme events. I expect a nice update and fairly large event to correlate with 4th of July coming fairly soon, involving make your own fireworks and sparklers and themed items. And what about swimming? That's a big feature in Animal Crossing, swimming and diving. Luckily for us, we know this is coming in our future, with data mine leaks finding that diving and underwater plant life exist in the video game's files. So a huge event introducing swimming and diving is likely to come soon, as it makes most sense to come in the summertime when the water is warm and not freezing cold. And then after that, we have the beautiful fall, involving a massive Halloween event. Jack, the Halloween NPC, has grown in importance game to game, and seeing how the Bunny Day event was, I can only imagine how big Halloween will be. In previous games, Jack will overtake a bunch of your NPCs and ask if you want to be a servant. You can give him candy in exchange for super cool spooky Halloween themed items, and I can already imagine all the suckers and candy all around the island you have to go collect for Jack. And on top of that, I would love to see a trick or treat type of event with your villagers at home. Of course, next we have Thanksgiving, where Franklin makes an entire debut with cooking. It's called the Harvest Event, and I predict it will be the biggest it's ever been. Data miners are back again, and they found that cooking will be in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and so will recipes and crops like potatoes, sugarcane, and wheat. So I imagine this Thanksgiving will be epic, with huge cooking and recipe DIYs circling around. And who can forget about Christmas? We've already seen that you can collect snowflakes throughout the winter in order to make winter-themed events. But it'll get even more exciting when the amazing Jingle comes to town, the reindeer, and gives everyone presents. I'm sure an event to do with ornaments and presents is already in the works for development. Now this is just the near future of all the amazing Animal Crossing events that will come soon. I just wanted to paint a picture for all of you to see how big and beautiful New Horizons will be with all of its amazing events. It's also good not to forget of typical events too, like Tortimer's Island, which I'm sure is itching to come back soon. Get on Captain's little boat and he'll take you to a getaway island on Tortimer's Island to explore and get beautiful items and souvenirs. Okay, so that's all the events I'll share for now, and there definitely will be more, and I'll make more videos about that. But let's get into the items, something many people are begging for. The item selection in New Horizons is pretty weak right now compared to previous Animal Crossing games. With events and buildings like Tortimer's Island, Halloween and Christmas, as well as Kick Shop and Leaf Shop, those guarantee way more item variety. But what about day-to-day items like furniture and clothing? We're still missing so much diversity there in terms of what to buy. Well, the first thing I believe will come in Animal Crossing in the future is a big update to the Nook's Cranny. In previous Animal Crossing games, it slowly became a massive mall. They called it Nook's Emporium, and it had 3 floors. Epic! I can totally see this coming before holiday season when people love to go shopping. It's not just added floors, but huge variety. When this update happens, I need them to add back the daily fortune cookies. If you don't know, in New Leaf, the Nook brothers would sell you a fortune cookie every day. The fortune inside would include a little bit of a fortune that you could trade into a Nintendo themed item. There were 100 items there. These Nintendo themed items were epic, and there were over 100 items there. We need as many items as we can possibly get, and 100 returning a new Nintendo themed items will be so useful. This included beautiful furniture and indoor items from Mario to Zelda to Kirby, and let me just tell you, my whole entire house was full from top to bottom in these Nintendo themed items. On top of that, an upgraded Nook's Cranny should give us a huge variety of daily rotating furniture and items to purchase, instead of all of the item collections we have now that are pretty small compared to previous games. There's also Gracie. Gracie's gotta come back. Gracie is the #1 fashion diva in the world, a giraffe fashion icon. She starts off by coming to your town and doing a daily fashion check and evaluating your daily fashion, but eventually when Nook's Cranny updates, she gets her own floor dedicated to selling the highest fashion clothing. It's stuff like this we need more of in Animal Crossing. We don't have enough items to buy or buildings to visit on a daily playthrough, and I hope in this video I was able to convince you that the future of Animal Crossing will fix so many of the problems you have. The future of Animal Crossing is bright. It's important to always remind yourself that Animal Crossing is supposed to be a slower paced game centered around the real life clock. And downtime is supposed to be expected. But with everything I just listed, literally countless of dozens of new features and characters and items, I hope you're excited for the future of Animal Crossing and don't lose hope in coming back to the game. For more Animal Crossing videos like this, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell for daily Animal Crossing videos, and make sure to comment down below as I give away items all the way from Animal Crossing. I'll be giving away 500,000 bells very soon, so stay tuned for that. You can keep watching Animal Crossing videos in the screen in front of you.